You either love him or you hate him. David Speed has certainly polarised the feelings of Blackburn and Derby fans this week. His two second-half goals are the difference at halfway. He might have collected a second consecutive hat-trick, but for a niggling hamstring. It's not kept him out of the return, though. Jason Wilcox is still an absentee. Lee Richardson is preferred to Chris Price in midfield. That's the only change from Sunday. Arthur Cox has handed a reprieve to the Derby team that allowed the first match to run away from them. It's the same starting lineup. He settled for the same start to proceedings too, but with a different ending. It's the second leg for referee David Elleray too. He took charge of the Peterborough-Huddersfield playoff match on Monday night. Don't blink or you'll miss something. Derby were 2 up in the space of 15 minutes on Sunday. Blackburn scored twice in the space of 10 minutes before half-time, twice more in the space of 5 minutes after half-time. It was the first leg in which one thing just led to another, and there's plenty more time for plenty more things to happen. Came off Hendry. May. It has to be said that Derby's home form has been their weak suit. 9 defeats here this season, admittedly only one during the last 3 months. It's picked up as Arthur Cox has picked up his major signings. Gabbiadini, just beyond Simpson. McMinn trying to get it back and has got a free kick. But the only big win that Derby have had here recently was last month's 4-1 thrashing of a Newcastle team who were reduced to 8 men before the end. They need a big win tonight. It'll be Paul Simpson in towards Gabbiadini. It was just flicked away by Atkins, with Kitson loitering with intent just behind him. Kitson, stolen by Moran, stolen back by Williams. Kavanagh's cross. Coleman still in there, good take by Bobby Mims, under extreme pressure from the 2 Derby centre-backs, who were forward from the original free kick. Courageous goalkeeping by Bobby Mims, never took his eye off the ball. Williams. Johnson, a little bit too long for Kitson and a little short for Simpson. Away by May. Newell. Speedy trying to hold off Comin. Those howls of derision are music to his ears, I can tell you. But Derby have certainly had the initiative, as you would expect. Paul Kitson. Mike Min. Williams. Well, he's got a free kick. Richardson impeded Williams and then had a kick out of him. And Lee Richardson's in trouble here. David Elleray won't stand any nonsense. Paul Williams, who burst forward, held off Cowans. Richardson came across to challenge him. That was where the referee gave a free kick, and it's that little kick out afterwards that he didn't care for there. Yellow card for Richardson. Free kick for Derby. Simpson in towards Gabbiadini. Came off Ballard right, the smallest man in there. Coleman for Johnson. Andy Comin gives Derby County hope. "23 minutes gone and the deficit is halved, and Andy Comin, sadly a fault for Blackburn's 3rd goal on Sunday, more than atones with Derby's first of the night. It's only the 3rd of his career. What a valuable strike that is in the Derby County cause. Andy Comin's goal. The score on the night is Derby County 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. The score in aggregate is now Derby County 3, Blackburn Rovers 4. Scott Sellers just trying to calm it down for Blackburn, but they had two men offside there, both Speedy and Newell. Not Richardson, the chaser of the pass. But there's just no breathing space inside the baseball ground when the crowd start to believe, and they believe again now. Johnson, Williams, Sellers, down by Newell, Atkins, Speedy. They got caught late there by Coleman, David Speedy. This is Lee Richardson. One back by Coleman. Paul Simpson. Into Kitson. Down for Williams on the volley. Just wouldn't dip for him. Paul Williams has had an outstanding goal-scoring season for Derby. 16 already. Nobody scored more for the club this season. And that volley was just rising a little bit too much. But all the momentum at the moment is with Derby County. Michael Forsyth. Gabbiadini's underneath it. So too Hendry. Williams. Simpson. In towards Tommy Johnson. They're getting through. Johnson stealing in at the far post. He said they're not quite carrying the power to defeat Mims. Free kick has gone Blackburn Rovers' way this time. Forsyth's challenge on Newell. One back by McMinn, strongly. Paul Simpson. On for Paul Kitson. Gabbiadini, Johnson and Simpson are all forward. This is McMinn. Kitson. Gabbiadini tried to let it run for Forsyth, and Blackburn have the throw. Simpson. Ball broke off May and then Hendry. MBE, Freeman of Glasgow, a century of caps, a League and Cup double, the most impressive CV in football. But getting Blackburn out of the second division is a job quite unlike any other that Derby has undertaken. David Speedy has done more than anybody to try and bring him to his goal. Clearly fouled. Mike Bullivant is the official on the far side. He presumably had a clearer view of Speedy's riposte. It looks like a yellow card. It is a yellow card. He hasn't had too many actually in the second half of the season. Blackburn Rovers will have the free kick. Kevin Moran. Newell throwing himself in front of Kavanagh to no avail. Kitson throwing himself in front of Moran and getting Alan Wright in his way. Oh no, Alan Wright's in trouble. Blackburn have got to keep their cool here. They're surrounding the referee. David Elleray is well known for a firm hand in lively matches of this kind. He once booked Vinnie Jones in a match at Main Road after just 5 seconds. Alan Wright has survived a little longer. Hung in towards Coleman. Corner kick. Comin and Gabbiadini on the near post. Kitson by the goalkeeper. Forsyth and Coleman waiting from deeper. Simpson delivery. In towards Forsyth. It's come for Simon Coleman! He's always stretching to reach it. He was, if he doesn't mind me saying so, a bit of a centre-halves finish that. It came off Michael Forsyth, and suddenly Coleman, who'd intelligently drawn back and made space for himself, just couldn't bring it under control. Newell seemed to get caught again there by Kavanagh, but here goes Kitson running free. He's on his own. And he needed help. But Blackburn Rovers were very unhappy there because they felt that Mike Newell was fouled at the start of that move and maybe lost their concentration a little bit. Paul Kitson went skipping away. Richardson for Speedy. Looking inside Kavanagh for Sellers. Sellers is drawn wide. Arrow down the centre towards Kitson. It's come for Ted McMinn. Hendry away. Comin. Kavanagh. David May underneath it. Lee Richardson. Simpson's charged it down. Have got possession back. Richardson got a foot in. Forward by McMinn. May looking to the heavens. And off the flag for throw. Played 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. And that's enough. No. It's free kick to Blackburn. That'll do. It's been raw and riveting. Derby County spurred on by possessed following, pressed and pressed, and got their way, or half their way anyway, thanks to Andy Comin, who's halved the deficit with his third goal of the season. At half-time, in the second leg, Derby lead by 1-0, but trail by 1 on aggregate. This second leg has been something of a war of attrition. Derby County fired up to get up. Have been able to play the game largely in Blackburn's half, and have got half of what they came for, but they need another goal. Kitson in pursuit of it, looking for Gabbiadini. Gordon Cowns is back there. Gabbiadini stole the ball back from him and has been penalised. Don't forget, Blackburn have now beaten Derby 3 times this season. It's a recurring fact in football that certain clubs get a hold on certain fixtures, and Derby haven't beaten Blackburn home or away in 15 years. Comin backpedaling, not the most convincing of headers. Speedy trying to get in there. Comin recovered well. Steve Sutton just has a little look at David Speedy. All smiles. Blackburn have pushed out and caught Kitson and Gabbiadini offside this time. But it's such a fine margin now between success and failure. Stakes are so high. Moran's free kick. Turned away by Comin. Certainly Derby County have defended with far more conviction tonight. Newell. Sellers. Wright, I should say. Tackled by Kavanagh, and Alan Wright has won the throw. This is Scott Sellers. Away from 2, but not from Comin. Newell. Looking for Speedy, it just brushed off the head of Michael Forsyth, and Blackburn Rovers have a corner kick. And see all their 3,000 supporters gathered behind the goal that they're now attacking. Supporters who've suffered enough in playoff football during the last 5 years. Can the men in yellow bring their suffering to an end? Sellers. Hendry was in there. It's awkward. It's in! Kevin Moran! Blackburn on terms. Too clear on aggregate again. And Kevin Moran, surely the bravest player in the Football League, just threw himself into the thick of things and came out with a priceless goal for Blackburn Rovers. It's his first for 7 months, would you believe? But it was a goal that had Kevin Moran written all over it. That's mine! Stop me if you can. And nobody could. He made so much ground to get there. There were so many Derby defenders on the line, but they never had a chance. No sign of emotion on the face of Kevin Moran, but he has started a party behind Steve Sutton's goal. Atkins. Collins lost it and found it. And Speedy's in there, away from the goalkeeper, no penalty. Speedy went tumbling, I think there was contact. But the referee, who had a very good view of it, unimpressed by David Speedy's fall. Sutton was just sold short. Speedy was so alert to the possibility, he was on his way before the back pass was played. Well, difficult to say. Moran's there. Sellers. Neil's offside. White's missed out. Gabbiadini there ahead of Moran. Kevin Moran holding his ground. They shall not pass. Derby have a corner. Headed by Richardson. Simpson with a volley! Very carefully struck by Paul Simpson. Just tried to steer and guide it beyond Mims, but in doing so, beyond his left-hand post. Set himself beautifully as Richardson's header came arcing towards him. Lovely strike of the ball, but wide of the mark. Coleman. Clipped into space for Tommy Johnson. Derby continually trying to stretch Blackburn. Kitson, he's turned! He did ever so well to make any sort of opportunity for himself. It was a sharp, hard chance, even after the turn. And Paul Kitson just stabbed it over the crossbar. Lovely balance in the first place. Rather dropped between his legs. And then rose over the bar. Really resolute effort by Blackburn Rovers at the back. Away by Hendry again. His clearances are getting higher. Coleman. Johnson the target, away by Moran. Cowans, now Newell leading the breakout. He's got support too, but he's also got Simon Coleman for company. Here's Paul Kitson. Kevin Moran miskicking. Johnson. Now Kitson arriving. McMinn to the right. 5 waiting in the middle. It's Jason Kavanagh. Too long for any of them. Just couldn't provide the quality final ball that Derby County so desperately needed there. The side. Johnson. Williams. Squeezed into Simpson. Couldn't quite get any shot. Ted McMinn! The captain has done it. 17 minutes left to play. And Ted McMinn puts Derby County within one again. It just fell kindly for him, and he met it so sweetly. It's his 46th game of the season. It's only his third goal, but Derby County's Player of the Year, Ted McMinn, has scored what is probably their goal of the year so far. Forward by Richardson, David Speedy offside, and Derby County just will not lie down. (2-1) they lead on the night. Still one behind overall. Headed by Moran. Kitson. McMinn, who seems to be enjoying himself far more now out on the wing. But he's been penalised there. He's done a good job at the heart of the midfield, where Derby have had their injury problems, notably the absence of the club captain, Grant Williams. But it's out on the flank where the Tin Man has made his reputation at the baseball ground. A reputation that's been furthered with that second goal. Sellers into Newell, knocked down for Mark Atkins. Knocked away though by Andy Comyn, on by Johnson. Kevin Moran. Paul Simpson looking for Gabbiadini, got beyond Hendry! Just couldn't quite find his target. But Derby County have the bit between their teeth again. They're shaking the rafters here at this famous old ground. And Blackburn Rovers are living on a knife edge again. Nothing he can do. Gabbiadini. Held off Hendry. It's come for Williams! Oh! That didn't miss by much. A foot away from being on terms. Paul Williams. These playoffs really are desperate business. Hendry forward. Speedy will give chase again. It's a hopeless chase. Moran. Ted McMinn. What's he got to offer? A deep cross towards Paul Simpson. He's got him behind May. Or he did for a second. David May recovered. Derby will have to make do with a corner. The last 2 minutes. It's now or never. Simpson. Oh! The side! Hit the crossbar! How much closer can you get? Michael Forsyth arriving late on the scene and guiding a header onto the top of Bobby Mims' crossbar and away to Blackburn safety. Touched on at the near post, knocked away, Forsyth, an inch away from glory. Sellers. Here come Derby again. Off Tommy Johnson. Gabbiadini. Williams. Held up by Richardson. It's McMinn. Header by Hendry. Sellers. Speedy, did well. Richardson on towards Sellers, who ran from inside his own half and is onside. Scott Sellers with Jason Kavanagh for company, and the right back did well. It's precious seconds in the Blackburn cause. The goal would have been even more valuable. Here goes Gabbiadini, brought down on the edge of the penalty area. Tackled by Wright. Referee has given the free kick. What else will he do? Kevin Moran tried to get a foot to the ball, but how will the referee interpret it? The solid cornerstone of the Blackburn effort tonight sees a yellow card and breathes a sigh of relief. His goal has been so vital, and he stopped Gabbiadini there, who certainly felt that he was clear on goal. We're in stoppage time. It's not a red card that Derby County need, it's a goal. And now, it all comes down to this. 3 Derby men inside it. It's Simpson. The wall did its job. Simpson again. Williams onside! Just wouldn't go in. Derby stretching for the finishing tape, but just can't reach it. Gabbiadini. Johnson, Kitson and Simpson ahead of him. Cut out though by Gordon Cowans, the coolest head on the field. That's it! Next stop Wembley for the great Blackburn adventure. The Premier Prize is still within reach for Kenny Dalglish. Dejection for Derby. Elation for Kenny Dalglish. His side is certainly taking a roundabout route, but they're still on course. They've been this far before and failed, but Derby County will be the first to testify that this is a Blackburn Rovers determined not to fail again. Losers on the night, winners on aggregate. It's bound to get heated at the end, but when the dust settles, it's Blackburn Rovers who will go to Wembley for the playoff finals. Despite that final scoreline, Derby County 2, Blackburn Rovers 1.